This one here is going to be one of my deeper, more contemplative thoughts. This is the type of stuff I think about when the phone's not really in my face. You know what I'm saying? As the bee just comes cruising right past my head. And truth be told, I'm still formulating my ideas with this thought that came to me during my conversation with what I call God. And once again, I don't want people to get lost when I call things God, universe, source, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, all those things. Whatever it is that higher power is that you connect with, whether you believe it outside of you or it's one with you or whatever, that's who I was talking to. And this idea came to me that I stand behind the door, right? Now, when you hear that phrase, it can mean anything. That's why I'm saying I'm letting it grow with me. This is something that whenever I can't think of anything in particular I want to meditate on, I go to this one. I stand behind the door, and I just let my thoughts roll with that little prompt, if you will. So I'm still thinking. I might be doing a lot of thinking while I'm talking, but if I'm allowed to share it, then that means it was supposed to come out at this time in the way that that it came out. So here we go. In my free time, I think about what my next tattoo is going to be, right? And I've been getting busy, on this arm. I'm considering this my scribble arm for right now, and I just been loading them up all on this left arm. That's my scribble arm. But the second that I know that I will never have to work a job ever again, oh, neck tattoos, hand tattoos, it's over. And I already have the theme picked out, but I'll still just let it grow and marinate until it's actually time. But I know there's going to be something about the duality. I'm Prince Duality over here. The light side, the dark side, my naivety, my wisdom, my youth, my maturation, something like that. And it's going to be the whole side of the neck up behind the ear, the whole side of the neck behind the ear. But in the middle, I was thinking of getting like either a mirror, an owl, or for the sake of this video, like some type of doorway. You know what I'm saying? And to signify this thought, because I know this thought is profound. I know it's going to be something that I repeat over and over and over. I just know it. So maybe it's going to end up being that doorway. But, when I get that badass artist, oh, it's going to be lit. Oh, my God, I'm going to be feeling real good. I'm going to be feeling myself after I get that thing. But anyway, over the past couple of weeks, it's like I've really been getting into my meditation. I've really been getting back into like my just speaking with God before I drift off into sleep, right? And when I heard that, I got that almost energy signature, because once again, it wasn't vocal words, but it was an energy signature, something that I was able to interpret as I stand behind the door. And as I think about this while I'm going to sleep and in my waking day, I'm sitting here thinking about, okay, I stand behind the door. Well, in my father's house, there are many mansions. And of course I'm paraphrasing, but then in that mansion, there are many doors. Well, what are doors? Doors are just the things that reveal something to you, And then if you walk into your own house, you don't know what's behind that door. You don't know, like for my example, like staying to my parents for a little bit, it's like when you don't know if the dogs tore up something, you don't know what you're going to see when you open that door, but you have to open the door. How they say when it comes to life, as one door closes, another one opens. I'm messing this up. I'm thinking while I'm talking here. As one door closes, another one opens, right? So I'm just like, okay. So then I start to think about this from, my godly state and my physical state, my father state and my child state. When I think about this from the fatherly state, what came to my mind was my connection with God, because like I said, there was a time in my life where I renounced my complete faith in God. I just said, as I've told the story multiple times, I was going through so much in college. I just said, there's no way you exist. There's no way you're real, man. Fuck you, God. That's what it felt like. And that was my true, genuine experience where I found the power within myself, right? But then when you talk about this manifestation game and what's called the bridge of incident, you set something in your mind, you see the end goal, and life will get you to that end point through a series of events, right? So when I did some reflecting, a couple of weeks ago, I was just like, everything happened in my life to get me to this point. Everything had to happen that way for me. And all of that was indeed God. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm going to bring it full circle. Let me come down to my childhood stature, my physical stature. Me being the kid that feels like he always sees the future and that's coming in this physical reality, because I know what's coming in my life. I see what's happening, and I see the people that operate under my frequency, or not under my frequency, but operating in the same frequency as I am, if not higher and such. We see the wealth that's coming our way. We see the abundance that's coming our way. But then you also have to pay attention to the opposite. And the things that you accept into your door, you opened the channel. You opened the door for that energy to flow into your life. So did you open the door for wealth and prosperity in your life? Or did you open the door for misery, suffering, lack, slothness? Though another way that I see, I stand behind the door is me personally standing behind the door of the people that I want to teach. But don't make it sound like I'm having like a superiority complex. No, there's people that are standing behind the door for me. What I mean by that is, it's kind of like, let me put it like this, right? You have a friend that's making the same mistake over and over and over and over, but one day they finally see the light bulb finally clicks on, and they open that door. And when they finally came to the realization, that thing that you've been telling them over and over and over that was going to happen, they finally saw what you were talking about. You, in that moment, stood behind the door. This goes into my thing where it's like, we're all teachers. We're all each other's teachers. We're all each other's students. That's why you should never feel superior because you read more books or you listen to more podcasts and stuff. It's that because we're all just living our own unique experiences. Some people are going to piss you off to the point that they completely reject you based off of their energy. And some people you are going to be magnetized towards, and some people are going to be magnetized towards you. And some of y'all are going to meet right there in the middle, because y'all all came to this exact conclusion around the same time in your journeys. Some of you may stick together for life, and some of you may deviate apart, and you may come together and break apart, come together and break apart. It's all unique. Just go with the flow. But I say all of that to say, going back to my original point when I was in my godly state, me talking to the Father, or I guess that's my childlike state. I told you I'm thinking and talking here, but when I'm understanding my connection with God, I was like, yo, you were always there. And me having that revelation is me opening the door, and God the Father was standing right there the entire time, pretty much saying, I told you, I've been here the entire time, but I was just going to let you figure it out. I'll let you make your mistakes. I'll let you do what you got to do. But then you realize that every time you open the door, you yourself are there. God is there. The universe is there. You just opened a door in an infinite series of doors to more and more self-revelation. There's some people that open certain doors before another one. They did things out of order than the way that you did. They went through door number 3 first instead of door number 1. They went through door number 77 before they went through door number 2. And we tend to judge people because they're not doing things the way we did it. And I'm not above this. I definitely find myself getting frustrated that people don't see what I see in this type of stuff. Once again, I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? But even that statement right there, some people have not learned that lesson yet. They themselves are not perfect, but once they do, that's a door that they open. And everyone that learned that lesson to be like, oh, a new guy's here. Hey, you learned you're not perfect too? Oh, you got much to learn? Oh, you're always going to have something to learn in this infinite state, this infinite playground that we live in? Come on in. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, But the same way I said that some people open doors in different orders, I found out the fact that I am one with God. I am God. Some people, some theologians, even my teachers don't like when people say that, how stupid, how silly you sound when you say you are God. But I am, and that's just a door I opened. That's door 9,999 that I opened, but that doesn't mean I'm better than you. That doesn't mean I'm more powerful than you. That doesn't mean I'm stronger than you. That just means that this is the order in which things came into my life, But I can still say that I am God, but still I haven't opened the door that says that, I haven't opened the door of astrophysics, for example. And you opened all the doors in that regard, but you haven't touched the ones that have anything to do with religion or spirituality. Who cares? It's unique. We do think like for example, everyone can make a cake. Life is a cake. And it's just all about what ingredients you do, what you put into the cake. What order sometimes you put things in, how you cook things. You know, some people they make they do some stuff that naturally rise in cake. They don't even put their cake in the oven, but it's still a dope ass cake at the end of the day. Some people don't put frosting on their cake, but it's still a tasty cake based off of the ingredients that they put in it. Whose cake is better? That could be interpreted weird, but nevertheless, you know, whose cake is better? Nobody's. It's just all about that unique expression. That's all it is, you know? So for me, that's something that I always find that, like, once again, there's a positive and negative expression of everything. You know, I always find myself standing behind the doors of my friends in certain regards. So you're just going to keep dating the same type of dude. You're just going to keep only paying attention to the business aspect of things. You're going to just keep closing yourself off to maybe there's some stuff that science can't yet explain yet. You're going to keep closing yourself off to the fact that your crystals aren't going to answer all the questions for you. You can't understand the fact. You see what I'm saying? And we all have those moments. But there's always going to be a time too that some people never open that door in this incarnation. Are you going to get mad at them for that? To each their own. I'm not saying to whether anything's right or wrong. I'm just asking questions for a friend. You know, it's like, that's just the way I look at it. I find myself behind it because everyone looks to me, oh, you're so wise, you're so this and that. I mean, yeah. I mean, my diet has something to do with it. My pineal gland is less calcified than yours. My organs actually work. You know what I'm saying? I get enough sleep. I get enough meditation. I don't wait for someone to give the answers for me. I come up with my own ideas and see how my life reflects them, because you have to realize too, your life is going to reflect what's true or not. And I'm saying, like, and find the context in what I'm saying there, because some people could say that they're right, but everyone else is like, yo, you're not right. You're actually wrong. You're an asshole. You know what I'm saying? But what I mean by that is, if you are embodying thoughts that no longer serve you, your life will reflect that. Now, if you are abiding in your truth and everything that you partake in serves you and such, your life is going to feel beautiful, blissful, almost effortless, you know. But then if you're abiding by a whole bunch of things that don't serve you, you're going to keep finding yourself getting hurt over and over. You're going to find yourself lacking. You're going to find yourself sick, illness, full of disease. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about what doors you choose to open. And it's just also just as important as it is to know what doors you choose to open, some of those doors you got to close too. So I'll just end it off on that. I hope that resonated with y'all. Hope that made sense. I hope I didn't lose any of you. If I did, sorry. Till the next one. Peace.